Hey everybody, welcome to Ian Bagg Bought a House, a videocast podcast about me, Ian Bagg, buying a house on the eastern shore of Virginia. And with the help of my friend, contractor Michael Benedetto, I take this home and turning it into a mansion that people come stay at and ooh, a bed and breakfast? No, just a house. That's what I'm going to turn it into. Welcome, Michael. How was your weekend?
It was great. It was great. Thanks for having us up at Irvine. We came and saw you, and it was a great show, man.
That's right. I lied. I knew what your weekend was like because I seen you this weekend. You
That's
had a
right.
piece of steel in your eye.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, I forgot that I
rain
had
nor
metal in my eye. Tell the
neither
people.
rain nor snow nor shards of metal could keep me from the show,
Yeah.
which I got in my eye on Friday.
It was very impressive. What you told me was you were wearing goggles, but you should have been wearing something else. What was
I
it?
was wearing safety glasses, but apparently I should have had goggles because the glasses had a little spot where some flecks from a pipe I was grinding with an angle grinder got straight into my left eye. So
How
it wasn't
often
good.
do you think that happens to people?
For me,
Not for
once
for you,
every
obviously
10
once.
years,
But do you
but
think it happens to a lot of people?
yeah.
Do people use the wrong safety glasses a lot and something happens?
It's so the safety glasses I use are really good, but I think most of the time it's because people aren't wearing the glasses. Like this was really random and rare that I think something ricocheted.
Hmm.
But you'd be amazed at how many people on the job site when it's not a big corporation, because corporations make sure you have your safety stuff on.
Because they don't want to
But
pay
if
for anything.
No,
Like they don't
and
want to pay for your health and medical and time off.
it's not because they care about you. A
Right.
corporation is neither evil nor good. They're about the bottom line, and they're like, no, we'll do preventative and safety stuff on the job because it saves us money.
Right.
But most people are cowboys on the job site. They don't wear gloves. They don't have eye protection. They just squint when they do their grinding. And
Squinting helps.
I don't do that, so that's why this is the first time it's happened in a while.
Nice. Well, I'm glad you're okay. I'm glad you were able to make it down. Thank you for bringing your friends. You brought some great people down. I want to put a quick plug in for your friend Jeff, who he has it's a nonprofit about education. And what he does
Yeah.
is he takes kids and he takes like cooking and different sorts of things, robotics.
Yep. Yep.
And what he does is he teaches them about robotics, but with them teaching about robotics, he slides in the necessary math.
Yeah.
So basically, you teach kids math by teaching them something that excites them.
That's right. It's exactly the teacher you always want, which is he's like, well, what entertains you, interests you, excites you, or is a practical thing
Right.
you have to do at home? Cook, or you want to, make a robot, or you want to do this or that. Fine. I'm going to teach you science and math through things that get you excited and entertain you.
Right, because
Yeah.
you need the measurement, which is math. You need to do fractions and all sorts of things. Whether you're cooking or doing making a robot, you need certain sizes of. Or if you're building a car, even when you're building a car, you learn math,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
yeah, it's really interesting. And what's his website? Let's put a where it's actually got a GoFundMe right now, doesn't he?
He has a GoFundMe. I think the best thing is if you go to his Instagram, it's Cal Math Sci. So CalMathSci. His name's Jeff Major, and he's got a nonprofit. And go to Instagram, become one of his Instagram followers, and then you can find the GoFundMe. But basically, he's he's a teacher who teaches the teachers how to do that. So he goes to a school district and he teaches all the teachers in science and math. Here's my curriculum to get your kids to like science and math, and it's mostly he focuses on underprivileged communities and schools.
But it doesn't just have to be underprivileged. So if you
No.
are a teacher or an administrator in a school and you're interested in having him, go to him. Go see Jeff. I think.
Yeah.
I always say. I wish I had teachers that had made things more sexy, and by sexy I don't
Yes.
mean great ass and tits. I mean just
Plus, great.
just yeah, plus a great, but it's something that interested me, and the way he's doing it, I was just like, hey, that's the way I wish I had learned.
Yep.
So
Yep.
instead of fingers up, typing like that's like if you want to code, you got to learn how to type,
That's
right?
right.
So it's got that kind of thing.
Now he's had me come and talk about construction and stuff as a way to the kids get interested in science. And he's, like you said, he's the kind of teacher you always wish you had. Yeah.
Nice, everybody, nice. Well, let's get to what we're going to talk about this week. Oh, by the way, before we actually do that,
You know what this is?
what's that?
I got the metal stuck in my eye on Friday. I went to the urgent care on
That's
Saturday.
what they gave you?
No, they wouldn't give me this. They go to the urgent care on Saturday. I spent all day, half a day there, and he goes, I have the magnifying glass, but I don't have the tool to get it out. You have to go to ER. So I go, fine. So I go to ER for the rest of the day. And they go, we have the tool, but we don't have the light. And I go, can I at least have the drops that numb my eye until on Monday I go see the ophthalmologist? And they said, we can't give you a prescription for this. So I go the whole weekend with all the pain. I go to the ophthalmologist. She takes it out, the sliver of metal, and I go, can I have some of that for the pain? Because you said it's going to hurt for 4 more days. She said, I can't give it to you. So I stole it from their office. So I have my lidocaine for my eye.
I don't know if you're going to be here next week.
I don't give a fuck. I'm just so upset.
Hold
I
on.
can't just get...
Why wouldn't they give it to you?
I asked the doctor that, and he said, I don't know. I've been
Who's
pushing
sucking
for 20
dick for
years.
eye drop pills?
Well,
Like,
so
seriously, like that's the way you got to think. And like, was that eye drops? Suck your dick.
it's not like I didn't offer, but they're just like, no, I can't give it to you because there's lidocaine in it, which has cane, which is cocaine, which is whatever. I'm like,
As soon as it canes.
Yeah, but they're giving me narco instead. So they go, here's a bunch of Vicodin. And I go, I don't want that. I just
so they're giving you
fucking
heroin
walk.
instead of cocaine's?
Yeah.
Look, I just want my eyes to be open more and wide and really interested in what you're saying. That's what I want them to do.
So,
That'd be
sorry,
hilarious. So you're taking cocaine for your eyes, but you're taking heroin for your mouth. That's awesome. So your eyes are, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, after I do my eyes, I rub a little in my gums, too.
Yeah, oh, that's why I could. That's how in my ears, so I listen better.
That's it.
Do. Make it seem like I'm more interested than I am.
I drop a few downstairs just before I go to town with me and my honey. Yeah.
Before you go to downtown to Chinatown. What I do is I get all boned up and then I go down to Chinatown and show them how big it should be. But I don't go down there flaccid. Anyway, well, what a show. What a show so far. You know what's funny is we talk like this. I got hate mail last night, not about this show, but about my stand-up. Some lady sent, I was watching you on Amazon, and then you made a joke, and the punchline was Tourette's. Oh, I just spit. And it was Tourette's, and I turned it off immediately. And just go, I've got Tourette's, a big holding thing, and I go, cool. That's all I sent back. They're just like, I just love just one word answers when they just give a whole like letter. Cool. Then I blocked her.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
No, well, you have a little of the Tourette's, so she can't.
I do. I have a little bit of Tourette's, and you know what? It's everybody should be a punchline of a joke. None of my jokes have hate in them. I'm not like Tourette's, and that's why people with Tourette's should be killed and taken off the face of the earth.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That's when you should be concerned about it. But yeah. So anyways, if you're gonna complain about that, there was too much dick sucking in episode 24. Don't give a shit. Cool.
Yeah. No. This is all meant to be fun and funny.
Yeah, just fun and funny. We go a little bit overboard, but that's the work site. Go overboard. The work site is not a PC area.
No. We try to bring a little bit of that to all your homes and your earbuds. And
what is that? That piece of metal, you guys, that shapes metal, that shapes concrete, the horse vagina or whatever it is.
Oh, the mule pussy?
Yeah, the mule pussy. See? Nothing's clean. Nothing's clean, my friends. No. Anyways, as we start out.
Let's get to your garage.
Well, let's start out on the East Coast first.
Okay. All right. What do you got going?
So Saturday morning, I get and I'm looking for.
Oh.
I'm still waiting for a couple new subcontractors to come into my life. I've asked for some quotes and stuff, so I'm waiting for those. So there's no point in talking about the East Coast house this week, except for one thing, because nothing's really moved forward. So I'm driving out to the show on Saturday night. My wife came with me, and she goes, "Oh, I just want to let you know that my mom painted the door blue." I was like, "What? Like what door?" She goes, "The front door." I'm like, "Why?" She goes, "She just wanted to." And I go, "That's the problem she found on the house?" I'm like, of all the things that we have to do, she's decided that we have to paint the door blue. Yeah. It actually looks pretty good. I will say this. It looks pretty good. I know it wasn't done right. I absolutely guarantee that it wasn't primed and all that. And my wife said, I'm pretty sure she stole some chalk paint that I had out there and used the chalk paint for it. So
the kind of paint that you paint on something and then you use chalk.
no,
as a
it's the chalk
chalkboard?
paint. It's got that chalky coating.
Oh, okay, okay.
So I am replacing the door at some point, so I don't really care. But I just thought it was so. I was just like, I'm like, all right, we got bits and pieces of the house that aren't painted right now, but you felt the door should be blue. I love you, Lisa, but my God, I've seen the future, and my wife is going to be a kook.
Does Lisa listen to the show?
I have no idea. I have no. If she does, I'm sure she's turned it off right after we said horse vagina. I'm sure that's why she listened to one of the shows and that rude son of a bitch. And we're going to put a blue door on this house.
Well, let's turn this into a positive.
I'm not saying it was a negative. I just thought it was funny. I actually thought it was funny. And she's my mother-in-law. She lives in the house. She's there 11 months. We're there for a month. It's her house. I've always said to her, it's your house. Please, when people say, come over and ask, oh, whose house is it? Say it's yours. Don't say it's somebody else. Say it's yours. But it was just funny. I was just like, I wasn't even mad. I was just like, huh.
No, you didn't get the algorithm. You're like, what's the equation that leads to, the door needs to be blue versus all the other things that could be done or painted or whatever.
I think my mother-in-law has eye drops and may have put them in her mouth.
Oh,
and she was on the Lanacanes and just needed something to do. Lisa, sure she was using Ritalin to clean. Oh, Lisa's awesome. She is awesome. I love Lisa.
And I love my kids too. But here's what.
Oh, it's exactly the same thing.
Yeah, this is what I.
She's about that tall too.
You say this is that I'm going to replace that door anyway. So here's what I do at home when we have something that's going to be replaced or we're going to paint a room.
Mm-hmm.
I tell the kids, hey, if you want to go tag it up or paint something or bust the walls, go to town.
Right.
Have fun, be creative, because I'm getting rid of that anyway.
Let it out of you.
So in the back of my house, it's just all rough 2x4s and paneling that's going to get covered up. So I handed them a bunch of spray paint. And I said, go pretend you're in a gang. Just go tag the whole house. So they did.
Go pretend you're in a gang. Just a drive-by with a nail gun.
And why doesn't that work? A drive-by with
because you got to hit it on the thing.
You have to depress the end. There you go.
Depress the end. So they got to walk up right to your hip.
That's right. Excuse me, come here. Can you get closer? Yeah. You got to push it into their skull.
I don't want any more brothers and sisters, Dad. Right up to your nuts. Dunk, dunk.
I'm already fixed, so that's
good for you. Bragger. Same time you got the metal out of your eye. If you could just snip down here too. Speaking of me being a dumbass, Naomi came out to the show on Saturday.
Oh, with the early show?
The early show, and she was looking for Michael. She wanted to meet Michael, and she came and got a picture. So she will be looking for you at some point. Next time we're in Irvine, she wants a picture with Michael.
I'm sorry.
So Naomi, and she's like, I'm not trying to be mean when I say those things. I'm like, I get it. Trust me, you guys. I know who's mean and I know who's not mean. Yeah. But I am always going to tease you, and I really appreciate you guys listening to the show and just being a dork. Okay. But she got a bunch of dog toys for the dogs, and I put them on the ground, and we went out on it was in a bag, and I put it on the coffee table, and we were out for a while on Sunday, and when I came back, they were out, and half of them were eaten. So they're all getting used, Naomi. Oh. They are all getting used. The one that is a jack, like the jacks that you roll. There's a big, huge foam one. Is that doesn't exist anymore. So thank you. Lou and Pearl, thank you so much.
That's awesome. And I sent out all the T-shirts. I did it pretty late because I fucked up the original packaging. But everyone
she said she got her T-shirt that night when she got home. It was waiting for her.
Oh,
so
nice.
that was weird.
Very good.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's get to the important stuff.
What?
Let's get to the important stuff.
All right. I'm sorry for going on so many tangents. I'm sorry.
Where are we starting? Are we starting with the house? Are we starting with what's our first segment? Garage?
Let's do the garage.
Okay, well, to let everybody know what we're doing.
Okay, so Ian, a few shows back, said, I got to get these paddle boards into my garage in a way that me and my wife can use them, easily access them, but I also have a couple bikes. So the picture should be up now of the garage. I'm going to come up there in a couple weeks, and we are going to douche out your garage, and we're going to do proper shelving, proper storage of things, get you much more space. But when you're looking at that picture and thinking about your lifestyle, what's in there and what you need to access, what you use this garage for, I need you to tell me, and I'm just going to list the things you want your garage to do for you so we know how to remodel it.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, but first we're gonna start with my wife telling you what she'd like done. So
Okay.
here is a voice message from my wife.
Hey, babe, I forgot to mention
I don't know why
one
she's
more
calling
thing.
you, babe.
It's really about me, easy access for me. I don't know if I said that already, but I have a hard time getting all my pots and pans down for holiday parties. And you know how many parties I like to have. Okay, love you, bye.
Okay, that was actually the second part of her message. She left another part. I'm not smart. So everybody calm down. Everybody calm down. Okay, here's the first part of the message. So she wants access to her toys, but here's her toys. Oh, speaker.
Hey, babe, it's me. You had mentioned that you were planning on redoing the garage, and I just wanted to give you some of my ideas. I know I'm not 100% in charge of this whole plan. However, if I was,
99%.
I would actually paint the walls the same color because they're all a little bit different right now, just to make it look more clean. I'd also redo the shelving above the washer and dryer. There's a lot of things in that shelving that I can't reach. And I'm like 1.5 feet shorter than you're at least. So I need things that are easily able to reach because most of the time I'm climbing on top of things to get some of my things. Anyways, I think that's all I do. Oh, one more thing. I would not make it look as industrial just because I like things that look cute. Okay, love you. Bye.
She says her husband looks too industrial. So
Okay, well, you're a bigger project. We'll start with the little one.
Okay, so basically what she's saying is that back wall is kind of a mess. Here's what I would like to do. I would like to kind of assess the laundry, whether that's in the right spot, whether we should move it a little bit, make it easier. I would like to put the wall, that back wall, I'd like to be able to make it so maybe all my merch goes on there.
On the back wall.
On the back wall, that way. And then use some of the shelving on the other side. We can move that shelving around and use it for all her stuff. That way it kind of separates some stuff. Of course, we need the boards to go on the wall. I'd like them to go low so she can use them when I'm not home. Because if they're high, she won't be able to get them. There's 2 bikes that need to be located, and 1 dog wagon, and that's it.
Okay. So now, and let's just, for listeners who aren't looking at the picture, I'm just going to describe it really quickly. This probably is the width on this. You think it's like
right,
9 feet?
They can see it right there. Oh, the people that are listening. I'm sorry.
Listening, yeah.
You got
it's
me.
About 9 foot wide. It's a single car garage, a small single car garage.
Small single, yeah.
So about 9 foot wide, and how deep is this one? Like 15 feet, maybe 16 feet.
I would say 15, 16, yeah.
Okay. So,
and also there's one kind of like in the one corner there's a piece that I don't know what that is. There's some sort of like square piece, so it's not fully.
So there's something there on the outside where they had to build a soffit inside. A soffit is a term for some sort of shape, usually a rectangle or square, that's built inside. That's behind that is containing something like HVAC equipment or something. But you're saying like there's a lost corner in there.
Yes.
Okay. So currently, when you open the garage door, on the left you see a wall of Ian's merch, and then on the back it's a bunch of utility stuff like different soaps and things for the washer or dryer, but then there's also pots and pans and other holiday stuff. And then on the right you got your fun stuff. You got your bikes and you got the little wagon and
bikes.
But again, it's the junk drawer.
It's a junk drawer, but I've got hockey equipment on that side. Stuff like that, yeah.
Okay. So addressing what she said first, if time wasn't an issue, what we do is we take everything out and we would patch and paint everything
Mm-hmm.
first
Mm-hmm.
because it's easiest to paint when nothing's in there, right?
Of course.
You don't want to paint around stuff. We're going to be there for a day, so we may not get to the patch paint work, but we can certainly improve the functioning,
Can we just paint
the
it?
utility of it.
Can we paint it without patching?
We can paint it without patching, absolutely. But again, to paint it, we got to take everything out. So if we get one other person to help, I think we can get that thing completely emptied, and I can bring my spray rig, and we will prime and paint it with a combination primer finish paint, and just get a coat of whatever you guys want in there.
Okay.
The lighter, the better. So white's the best because the smaller the space, the more constricted it feels and looks with dark colors.
Okay.
Are you cool with just going white?
Yeah. The simpler, the better. I'm always, no matter what we would be doing, even upstairs, I would say the simpler the color, the better. The less green, like a white, off an ice white, which is almost like a light blue, or a really light gray. That's what I feel
cool
looks the best, and clean, simple, and yeah.
So I'm going to have you then ask Carrie Ann, because she said she wants things cute, not industrial.
Right.
We can't not be kind of industrial because it's basically shelving we're putting in there.
Right.
But we could switch to wall-mounted shelving that isn't this stackable industrial stuff. You guys got to buy some new shelving then, and I can point you in that direction. But if she wants to pick a cute color, an ice blue white, that's fine, or we just do white. So I'll let you pick.
Okay. I'll talk to her about that. Do you have, would it be, the shelving would be from Lowe's?
Well, so what I'm going to suggest is this.
By the way, disappointed. I don't know if you know, 51 Lowe's stores are closing in North America. So Canada and the U.S., 51 stores are closing.
Your heart must be breaking. I know that's your favorite.
My heart's
store.
breaking, but I'm also like, if they're closing stores, that means they're not selling as much, and we're headed for some sort of slowdown and everything.
Yeah. The economy's going to slow down. Yeah. But okay, I don't need to it's not. So here's what I like for heavy stuff. That shelving you can get at Costco is the best way to go. They have different levels of industrial shelving, wire shelving.
This hangs on the wall?
No. If we're going to switch to the wall hanging stuff, we can do that. That allows it to be more easily modular, and it allows you to change the height and orientation of all the different shelves, whether they're wire shelves or solid shelves. That's the most functional way to go.
I think that's the way we should go, probably.
Let's do that. So we'll look at a few different places, and you can pick your style and look, but for everyone listening, when you want to do shelving, you can relate this to your garage or your closet. How you do it now is the shelving system will come with a bar that goes at the top of your shelving. So at about a foot down from the height of your ceiling, you're going to have this metal bar that has a little extended metal piece, sort of like it's like a J or like a V that doesn't quite finish, where it goes across the top. It screws into all the studs that go across that wall, gets all the strength in that metal by screwing into all those studs, and then you'll hang the tracks on that.
Okay.
So it's a floating system. It's off the floor. It borrows energy from your walls. And so that's what we'll do here. We'll put that track around the entire perimeter of those three walls in the garage and hang those tracks. They'll have 2 holes in them. I didn't bring them here, but they're robust hanging tracks. And within those, you put your little brackets at any height you want and make your shelves as long and as tall as you want, or as short and as compact.
Simple. It seems like it's simple, and maybe gives you a little bit more room than the other ones.
It does. And you can also clean the floor a lot easier. You don't have this stuff sitting on the floor.
Love to clean the floor.
Yeah, I know. That's a big plus for you. So, but that also gets things off the floor in case there's a flood, in case that giant wave comes and hits your fucking place. Your stuff is elevated.
You mean when?
Yeah, when. Exactly. So what do we have? We may be able to paint. That's up in the air. We got to investigate that a little more based on what we want to do. We want to take out all the shelving and put new shelving in and make it more accessible in the areas that Carrie Ann's going to reach. So I like your idea of putting your merch on that back wall, because then Carrie Ann can just go in, and to her immediate left, she's got her pots and pans or whatever she has a high likelihood of needing to access.
Okay. Here's my question for that. Would we do the same kind of shelving at the back?
Yes, we will, but you can always reinforce that. If you have really heavy stuff for a certain section, you can easily reinforce the shelving by doing a bracket on the wall that's different.
I'd love to be able to put a piece that folds down that kind of makes it easy to do laundry kind of thing. Does that make sense?
Oh, you want like a table, like a little spot that's a
Yeah.
tabletop that flips up like a Murphy bed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So we want a folding station. Okay.
That's what I call it.
Um,
Folding station.
So
And
here's
then on the other side, I'd like to be able to put the. I don't know if the bikes will be able to. Which side the bikes will be able to go on. They might have to go on the one side where we put up the shelves, but I would like to be able to find some sort of. I was looking at some guy's website, and he had kind of a thing that went on the wall, like a board holder, but it was a double board holder.
Yeah.
So they're right. I would like that kind of thing. So they're low, and they hold both of them, hangs out a bit, but nobody gets hurt.
Well, I want you to show me that, because I think if we Google search creative bike.
Right now, it's going to be right there. It's right on the screen. People can see it.
Okay, but I won't. So you can send it to me while I'm talking.
Yeah. Okay.
So we can Google search creative bike storage, because this is not an uncommon problem, and there's tons of things from hanging it from the ceiling, which I don't think we're going to do, because we want Carrie Ann to be able to grab it and go. But this is my idea for how to do your bikes and your two paddle boards. So you have these two long paddle boards and these two cruiser bikes. On the right side, as you look into the garage, we're going to build a little housing against the wall that you just slide those two paddle boards in. We want to be able to slide it without them marring, so we're going to put something like some synthetic turf in there, so fake grass in the bottom of that, but there'll be a long rectangular box housing. Just on the outside of that boxed housing, we can do the two bikes lined up lengthwise, and you can just have them have a little either 2x4 extend to hold them, or we can just have a clip-in system, but they can be rolling, sitting on their wheels, ready to go, and then you still will have, it looks like about a 2-foot walk space, maybe 3 foot in the middle. You can go in and out.
I like that.
Okay. Now, what you want to think about when you're reorganizing a closet or a garage or something, you want to think, what am I accessing most often? That needs to be in the places that are easiest to access. It's the same with the kitchen. When you go in your kitchen, everything that you use every day, you want it easy to get, and then you put on the very upper stuff, and in the very back you put the stuff that's just for the holidays or whatever. It's the same principle here. We're going to stack your stuff all the way to the ceiling in the back with your merch, and since you're 17'5", you get to have the hardest to reach places for your stuff.
But I'm fine with that, because also I only go to my merch once a week to take on the road, or
right.
when I send out stuff that is bought online.
Right. So if we're going to do that, if we really are going to change that back shelving, because Carrie Ann said she wanted to change that up a bit, we do have to do some demo here. You have fixed wood shelving in the back as I'm looking at this picture.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a big deal at all. But we just need to decide, yep, it's cool. We're going to get rid of all the shelving. We're going to probably invest about, I'd say you're going to be in about $900 in materials when we're done with this.
Son of a.
Yeah. So if you're cool with that, that will account for a robust system of shelving, the paint, the primer, plywood, 2x4s, and a few other things to get this going.
Yeah, yeah, and then I can probably sell a couple of things that are in there too. Those shelvings and stuff like that. Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know. That sounds like a no.
No, like, you do whatever the hell you want. I'm there for a day. We're going to get what we can done, but we're going to finalize these decisions off the air, and then we'll get the shelving ahead of time.
I am still looking for that double board thing. I still can't find it. I can see all his board holders, but
Well, what's funny is the listeners at home have already seen what you're looking for, but you can't seem to.
That's funny. I can't. I am looking for it right now, but they can find it. Oh my.
All right.
Goodness. Oh
So
my
that's
goodness.
the general plan, man. Do you have any other questions for the garage remodel? Do you need power anywhere that you don't have it in there?
Do I need power in there anywhere that I don't have it? No.
Okay.
No, I don't. I'm more curious about maybe just having a little bit cleaner line for the washer and dryer.
Okay. So we got to inspect that too, and I need you then to give me some pictures. So I need you to go back there, and maybe we'll be able to post those at this point in the show. I need a bunch of pictures of in front of, behind, to the side of that back area of the garage.
And these board holders, you can go to his Instagram. It's Jax, JAXSURFARX. You can go to his Instagram and take a look at. He's got all sorts of different boards from holders, from skateboards to everything. He's got some really nice work there. Yeah. So go take a look at his stuff.
We'll put a few more up as well if I can find some more stuff.
Yeah.
Well, that's the garage then.
I'm actually really looking forward to it. To be honest with you, it's a mess, and it'd be nice to be able to walk in and feel a little bit less cluttered.
Well, people don't really realize that feng shui is a real thing. Your emotions are affected by how your environment is organized and the aesthetic, right? When you go home,
it's weird. I'm feeling gay.
People forget not only are you in a living, breathing organism as the house, but we can table that. What your cubicle looks like versus your office with a window that looks over things. Whether you go home and your house is clean versus dirty, all this shit resonates. It just makes you feel a certain way, and we forget that. It's really important to have the place the way it makes you feel good.
I wonder if me and my wife are hiding something, because we have one room that we just stuff everything into and hide everything.
It's a parallel process.
It's a parallel process. I've got a bunch of socks stuck in my brain. Yeah. Well, we got a new segment. That's what's coming up. So we're actually we will be doing that on November 19th. So you'll probably hear about it one more time, and then you'll see the final process is what you're going to see. So we're looking forward to it, and it's going to be a fun day. If you have any ideas that people want to send in and say, hey, maybe you should do this to it, because we have shown the picture now, we'd love to hear from you. If you want to say you're an idiot, you shouldn't do that, you can do that too. But we'd love to hear from you before we do it, and give us a couple ideas.
Hell yeah. Smart tips for garage remodels. Thank you.
We have a new segment this week. It's called Bagg It or Snagg It. What is it? It's called
Snagg It or Bagg
Snagg It or Bagg It.
You didn't do your homework.
I didn't do my homework at all. So I'm going to put my glasses on again. So what this is where people have jerry-rigged their own project.
Yeah, a solution to a problem that is less than conventional, let's say.
Just slipping by. So this first one is a paper towel holder. And I'm guessing they use masking tape. Is that masking tape?
That's masking tape. That's wide masking tape. It's probably like inch wide masking tape. It's called 3-day tape. After 3 days, when you pull that, it's going to pull paint or finish off. Right. Each type of masking tape has a certain amount of days it's rated for. That's the shittiest kind, and that's going to pull the paint off the wall probably. That's going to pull the paint off the wall, but I'm pretty sure that's not the first time paint has come off this wall. There's probably, it seems like it might be 23 strips holding it up.
I can, just knowing masking tape, I can say you're probably gonna get one roll of paper out of that before it comes flying off the wall. I'm guessing they didn't have a screwdriver. I'm guessing that they are poor.
You know, I
And
I
not
could
and I'm
disagree
not
with
judging you because you're poor. I'm judging you because this is a Bagg It. This is
It's a Bagg It.
this is not a Snagg It. Do not come up with this idea. If you're putting something on the wall, you want to find some studs. You want to be able to hold in there. It comes with screws. I know they all. Even if you get one of these from the 99-cent store, it comes with screws. And it's also probably got the wall anchors, so you don't even have to find a stud on it. Just buy yourself a screwdriver at the 99-cent store as well. It's just, I don't know why I'm so mad at these people. I just like, it's
because you have to deal with those people in everyday life in different situations where they're taping things. They're doing it the wrong way.
wait, I'm sorry. I don't,
Yes.
I wish they had an after too, like how long it just came off the wall. It's just, yeah.
Well,
So
it'd be
I'm so
interesting
angry.
to be able to interview that person and go, listen, tell me the story behind this. What the fuck? Were you drunk? Is this
No,
did you not
I
have a
would
screwdriver?
say it's probably a college kid.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I thought that even though I understood what you were talking about, I think everything you thought was the opposite of what I thought. I know this person has a screwdriver. Who the fuck doesn't have a screwdriver? But they're like, nope, I got an idea. And this is a college dude in a dorm who does this.
Might be a college girl too.
Yeah, it might be. But if I'm profiling,
when I say
That's a
poor, when I say poor, I mean you don't have any money. I'm not saying you're not living at a
That's
means.
stupid.
You have a certain amount of money. We need a paper towel on the wall, and this is what they did. They can't even afford to put more paper towel on there. See, they can't even afford to do that. But and when I say stupid, I'm saying lack of knowledge because of innocence.
I got you on that, but I'll add to that. Yes, and it's stupid because it fucks with their future. They think they saved time or this was a creative solution, but they just created a bunch of work for them or someone else.
Because it's definitely a rental. They're gonna move out of there. They're gonna have to pull it off. They're gonna lose their damage deposit, so it's gonna cost them more instead of buying a screw and a screwdriver.
And someone has to fix that. They added entropy to the system when they didn't need to. It's like you fucked someone's future hour. They have to fix that.
Way to go, Bagg It.
I get. All right.
Number 2. This is
Tell me about this. Describe it for the people.
The people that are listening. This is a wires hanging out of a ceiling, a coat hanger hanging on one of the wires, and then 2 light bulbs coming out of the ceiling, and the light wire being long enough that they're able to hang it around the coat hanger, and they've kind of made a chandelier.
Yeah. This looks like white trash chandelier. Now this one angers me the way the last one angered you, because this dude who did this, and this is a dude. This is definitely a dude. Women aren't fucking with electricity to make an interesting
I can
statement.
smell this house in my nose right now.
As opposed to your ear.
Yeah, I'm serious. I'm just like, I've been in that house before. I guarantee you.
Yeah. That dude thinks he's cool and he came up with a creative solution. He thinks he's won something or figured something out. It's a conversation piece, but all he's created is danger. That is fucking dangerous, man.
It reminds me. It reminds me of my uncle Rick, who married into the family, who was a complete douche, and he had this pickup truck, and he bought it because it had blue lights underneath the dash. And he goes, "They're sex lights, man." And I'm like, "What do you need sex lights for? You're married to my aunt, you dipshit." I remember, but I was 11 years old when I was around this guy, and he used to say the weirdest things. I remember I was 11. He goes, "I get more pussy than you." I'm like, "I'm fucking 11." I remember he said it in front of his buddies, and I just remember my response being, "I'm 11.
Wow.
I'm 11, and
apparently
you're
he was-
married."
Yeah.
Like, the math, fucking, all signs lead to yes.
You were the
What
only
do you
one
think?
he's like, I can at least one up this
Yeah,
guy. At
yeah.
least this guy.
And it was my parents. My parents made me go do labor yard work at their house,
right.
and they were drinking and I was moving gravel in a wheelbarrow, and that's what I was treated like. I remember
Well,
when he died. This is actually a funny story. When he died, I was living in New York with Kyle Dunnigan, and Kyle was my roommate, and this is back long enough where we shared the phone, and then everybody had pagers. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Like so the phone rings and Kyle's on the phone, and I can hear him kind of like all upset and kind of like getting teary-eyed and stuff like. Then all of a sudden it just stops and he goes, "Ian, it's for you." Right? And I'm like, oh, I guess I get on the phone. I'm like, hello. And it's my mom. She goes, first of all, you might want to. She goes, first of all, you might want to make Kyle a cup of tea. and then she goes, and your Uncle Rick's dead. And I go, good. And
good.
She goes, that's what I was expecting. And he was all upset, and I didn't know who it was. And I'm like, why did you just lead with the conversation with your Uncle Rick's dead? Why did you ask him? But apparently Kyle had an Uncle Rick as well that he really loved.
Right, apparently.
And he worked in a bank in downtown Manhattan, and my uncle Rick worked as a logging truck driver, and Kyle was like, how did he die? In a logging truck accident. He's like, in Manhattan.
Slowly the math was like,
yeah, so it all yeah. So
well, Uncle Rick definitely fucking did this.
Oh, he was a douche.
Yeah.
Him and his sex lights. Those are his sex lights.
Yeah,
getting more pussy than an 11-year-old.
Don't fuck with any electrical stuff in any other way than what you're supposed to. Or if you're an electrician, then get creative. But fuck this. No, that's garbage.
Bagg It.
All right. Last
Number
one.
3.
Describe that one to me.
Well, this is a hot water tank. And what they've done, and I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know what they're doing here. I'm guessing they've lost the cover. Is what it seems like. So they've folded, with tin snips, they've cut open a beer can and used the beer can and made a new cover. Yeah. Now, I'm going to say this is a Bagg It because this is something my dad would do. That's why I call it a Bagg It. My dad...
Snagg It?
Which is a Snagg It, but it's a Bagg It. Bagg It is because it's my dad. Bagg would do this. Gary Bagg would...
Okay, but you like it.
Oh, well, it's just... I think my dad used to take and... We had a lot of salt on the roads up there, so things rusted a lot real easy. My dad would cut things and just replace them with tin cans all the time. Yeah. So
I like this one.
Yeah. I think it's and I think it's kind of funny because you go, they got hot water or beer?
That's right. This guy.
These people showering.
They have hot water and they know how to party.
These people showering in Coors Light.
This is like that Jesus T-shirt. Remember with the Jesus wearing the tuxedo T-shirt.
Yeah. This is also. I always knew Coors Light was just water.
Rocky Mountains, my ass.
Yeah. It's just from a hot water tank, you sons of bitches. From the hot water tank in northern Colorado. It's white meat.
So. Older hot water heaters. Well, I mean, this is still hot water heaters. You get these all the time where there's a flame underneath there. So what you're seeing is the control, the thermostat, and then that piping goes down in to the flame element that is heating that tank. And then there's usually a little protective piece of steel, not aluminum. And you lift that out and it's loose and you take it out and then you can access it. You can light the pilot. You can do some work. They are obviously missing that piece, and they're like, "Fuck it, let's get some aluminum." That's fine. You want to still allow air to flow in.
No, and that's usually in a corner, and nobody's seeing it. It's not. You're going. No. You know, it's not. It's not showing off. It's ingenuity to save money. It's like darning your socks. Nobody darns their socks anymore, and most people go out and buy the new piece right away, and it's kind of impressive.
I like it, man. And they're thinking safety first. They're like, what are we going to do? Well, fucking drink a beer and I'll show you.
Fucking get rigged up, Diddy. Get rigged up, Diddy. We're going to drink a beer. We're going to
So rather than do questions, comments, stories, I did have a small story about how I got a crazy bid, if you want to round the show out with that.
Let's round it out with your crazy bid, young man.
Okay. I'm going to ask you to price something, and even if you're in the ballpark, you're going to be surprised.
I get a job.
So I call up one of my a sub I hadn't used in a long time, and this company does both exterior stucco work
Mm-hmm.
for small, medium, and large projects, and then they also do interior drywall work.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's perfect for additions. So I have this garage I'm converting to a studio apartment. It's a detached garage. It's going to get taller, so I need stucco work done all the way around it, and then I want it resurfaced on 2 walls. So 2 walls, it's going to get
This is
resurfaced.
exterior, right?
Exterior. So this
Okay.
is stucco, and it has a parapet wall on top. So basically, I'm 4 walls on a 20 by 20 building are going to get stuccoed, and then on the inside, it's just drywall in its 20 by 20 space, and then the drywall for 1 bathroom, which is going to be a very small bathroom. But so there's 2 rooms to do, just that room, and then within that 20 by 20, there's the drywall in the bathroom. What do you think?
3 days,
Just give me-
$4,000.
$4,000 for which part? The stucco?
The whole thing.
Okay, so you're
Because you say they do both, so you're gonna have probably 2 guys over there, right?
well
2
for
to
the
3
stucco
guys.
you're going to have more. Stucco you'll have more because you need a guy to mix. You need a guy.
But doesn't it just spray? Isn't it just the spray on the wall? Isn't it stucco?
No. We'll do a stucco. You know what? Maybe next episode we should talk about stucco because it's a big. It's a dance. It's an art. It's a process, and it's not sprayed on. It's hand troweled on.
Okay, so I'll take my hand out of the stucco
bid.
because I won't. I would say 1,700 for the interior though.
Okay. So the bid I got back from this, they're expensive, but they blew me away. $15,000 to do
Jesus
that
Christ.
stucco, to just do the stucco job.
Just for the just for the exterior?
They had the nerve to tell me $15,000 for that stucco job, which it should be less than half of that.
Right.
And they said $9,000 for the drywall.
For 2
And
rooms.
I went, and it was a new guy estimating it. I go, there must be a mistake here. Whatever happened, he misplaced some zeros.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened, but so I give the company the benefit of the doubt, and I have to make that uncomfortable call, which I call Eric, one of the owners, and I go, "Hey, thanks for coming out. The guy seemed nice, but I think he got something wrong. And if he didn't, that's cool. Your price is your price." But then I told him the numbers, and he goes, "No, that was right. We're busy now, so the prices are higher because supply and demand." And I go, $15,000? Are you kidding me? And he's like,
This right here is why people don't feel sorry for companies that go broke when it's not busy.
Yeah.
Because we're going to gouge you when we're busy. Well, guess what? There's not going to be any work for me to do if I'm gouged because I'm not going to have the money to do stuff when things are struggling.
"Yeah, I can do stucco on 2 houses for that. I could stucco 2 houses for that much money. It's fucking insane." So I was like, "Well, thanks anyway." $9,000 for the drywall? He's like, "Yeah, $9,000 for the drywall." I can get 100 companies to come in and do that drywall job.
What's their hourly rate?
Oh, you would love the bid too because it's as sparse as yours was. There was just like 4 lines and that's it. So
$9,000 for that's just like $9,000. That's what. Yeah.
The purpose of the reason why I wanted to share this with you is to let you know that me, as a contractor who knows the jargon, who understands all this, still gets this bullshit thrown my way.
Right.
By my peers.
Right.
So don't feel bad or think that, oh, it only happens to me because I don't know anything. It's like the guy who goes in the bar and is just like, "Hey, hot stuff, you want to go have sex? Hey, hot stuff, you want to go have sex?" If they keep doing this, they eventually get someone to just say yes.
I've never thought about doing that at a bar.
Oh, thank God I said no. I did not give consent.
Oh, good for you. Well, let that be a lesson as we end this show today. That it doesn't matter who you are, you're gonna have to deal with it. That's kind of what this show is about. Am I not understanding something, or how do I do it? What the truth is, you learn a little bit more, and you know how to deny people a little bit more. You don't have to be a dick about it. You let them be a dick. You just be yourself. And as you said in one of the very first episodes, 2 or 3 bids.
Yeah. And get those bids. You don't want to.
You don't want, it's so easy just to get one sometimes. And then I just got one with mine and I was just like, and fucking boom. Like it's almost like fishing. You're like, oh, that was a nice little snack, and you're fucking now you got a hook in your mouth.
Yep, you got to get 3, man. It's you resist, your whole being resists. I like that guy. It seems cool. I don't have time to do the others. Don't do that. Get 3 bits.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening up. Make sure you come see me this weekend in Tempe, Arizona. You can always go to Kinderdrump. Oh, I'm on the wrong. I'm looking over here like a stupid weatherman. And go to kinderdrump.com for Michael's book. Make sure you get out there and vote. I know it's already Saturday, so it's too late for you to vote, but I hope you voted. Thank you for everything, guys. Viva Las Vegas. Michael, have a great week. Glad you got that out of your eye. Take care, everyone. From me and Michael.
See ya.